Dave Sawyer with Sawyer Property Management. Today we're going to talk about 4 pitfalls to avoid when you're setting rental prices for your investment properties. Setting a rental price is one of the most important decisions you're going to make in the ownership of a rental property because it's going to determine the quality of people that you get to come rent your property. It's going to determine how long it takes to rent the property, and it's ultimately going to dictate what kind of return you get on your investment with the rental property. So let's talk about 4 pitfalls to avoid. The first pitfall to avoid is to set the rental rate based on what your current mortgage is. Obviously, everybody has mortgage amounts that are different, therefore their mortgage payments are different. So you can't just establish a rental payment based on what you owe every month on the mortgage. It needs to be more grounded in actual data, current market information. The second pitfall to avoid is basing the rental price on what your neighbors think you should rent your house for. Your neighbors have the best of intentions, but they're not armed with the best information. And so I wouldn't assume that my neighbors know better than what the market would indicate for what to rent the house for. The third pitfall to avoid in establishing the rental rates is to ignore what the market's telling you. The markets, obviously, in a market where you have buyers and sellers, they're going to come together at the most logical price point. And they're going to base that on what other comparable properties are renting for. So the market's always the best indicator for what something will rent for. So you want to really pay close attention and not ignore the market. And the fourth pitfall to avoid is becoming too emotionally attached to your price. The first price you set isn't necessarily the price that you'll get for the home. So there's a lot of factors that go into the rental price. What's happening in the current market? What time of the year is it? Seasonality has some influence on things. What's happening in the job market? What's happening in housing trends? Is it a better time to be buying houses than it is renting? So you have some changes in what rental rates will do. So you can't be emotionally attached. You need to be adjusting yourself as you go along until you get that person that's going to pay the rent that would best match up with the value for your property. So as you move forward, those are 4 pitfalls that I would seriously consider in trying to establish the rental rate. Once again, this is Dave Sawyer with Sawyer Property Management.